Alright, I'm once again holding this fucking thing because this is the only way I can seem to get any good fucking audio. So here we are again, bitches. Alright, so I want to talk about something today that I think a lot of you guys will probably find pretty humorous. And a lot of you guys will have a distinctly wrong viewpoint on this starting out, okay? So I'm going to talk about premature ejaculation, okay? And this is apparently, or it is, one of the greatest fears men have, okay? And it's the shame and the embarrassment and the anguish attached to this scenario happening, okay? And then it ends up becoming the physiological reaction that they have to it, meaning their body sinks into a feeling of despair and their fucking dick shrivels up, blah, 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 and you're embarrassed. And what this ends up doing is it ends up becoming a blind spot in a guy's mentality and emotional state. So it starts to undermine and sabotage guys' efforts with women, okay? Because they're afraid in the back of their mind of them prematurely ejaculating with a new woman. And so they don't escalate and they don't fucking hit things hard enough, logistics and leading and authoritative vibe in the conversation, and of course logistics as well, and of course, you know, end game type escalation when you got her somewhere. They're just nowhere near as effective with it, or as, you know, closing with it. And here's the deal. Here's what you guys have to understand is that, you know, I'm the guy that can talk on this because I've been there, done that for, you know, decades now. Cold approach and seduced and slept with hundreds of women and been with so many others more and other different sorts of intimate contexts. And I'm here to tell you that your innate, inherent, absurd levels of fears associated with premature ejaculation are just simply unfounded. Okay? Personally, I find it kind of fortunate when I meet a girl that makes me prematurely ejaculate. I'm like, it's like a celebration. I'm like, holy shit. But that's always my reaction as far as what I present to the woman when it happens. Okay? I've had girls that you know, they start going down on me and I can't even fucking last like 2 minutes. I'm like, oh my god. And they're like, haha, and they make jokes. Of course they're gonna, you know, and I make jokes with them. I'm like, girl, that was the best minute and a half of your life, you know, like, god, I bet you love that. It was over quick, you know. And I've had girls like make jokes later. And you know, I'm like, I'm asking one girl, I'm like, baby, come here and blow me. And she's like, I'm sorry, I don't have 3 minutes to spare, because the last time she'd gone down on me, I just fucking lost my shit that fast, okay? And her mouth is a little oven, like it's her fault. And that's my next point, is that always blame them, because they deserve it. Why are you sublimating the energy of this situation the wrong direction and experiencing it as humiliation? It's fucking stupid. Don't do that. Give her the credit for it, okay? I'm telling you, do you think these women have like some sort of like, you know, mainstay of how they think things should go down, and so they're like, oh my god, and they compare you to these guys that, you know, gave them Olympic level dick and stuff and sex all night. And dude, I've been all of that, and I've also been the guy that just came too fast, and I'm like, stop doing that. Your pussy's too fucking good. Don't do that anymore, okay? You're fucking with me, alright? And I'm being facetious, you know, but I'm like, damn girl, your pussy's magical, like, don't do that to me, okay? Or what else? I blame it on them. I'm like, girl, what are you doing to me? How dare you? You know, these are the sorts of, you know, emotional machinations that are really just sort of inherent and just easy to just come out with. Because stop blaming yourself when in a negative fashion when you can blame her in a positive fashion and compliment her over it, okay? And that's how it goes. And one more thing I want to add, and I've made this point before and I want to say it again, is where premature ejaculation comes from is it's an ingrained beta behavior based on a beta belief. So the behavior you can cut out and change, you know, as soon as you change the belief behind it. But just understand that the reason why you prematurely ejaculate is because, evolutionarily speaking, you're afraid on some unconscious level. It's fear-based. Okay, it's always fear/prey-based. You're afraid that someone else is going to come in and take your girl now that she's uncovered herself and let you penetrate her. It's an unconscious, evolutionary, vestigial, psychological mechanism in place. Okay? And so when you understand that, you realize that the problem is you're not relaxing. The problem is you're like pent up. You're like, oh my God, she's gonna let me fuck her, she's gonna let me fuck her. And you can already tell that's a low grade, low value, projection and behavior. So you want to stop doing that. You want to relax, and we'll talk more about that. There's all sorts of other things that you're able to focus on and be about in the final moments of escalation and such. And maybe that's a little bit of a inconclusive or incomprehensive way of looking at endgame escalation. There's a lot more to it than that. But suffice to say that you can very easily be relaxed and maintain high masculine value and give her an amazing time and not have any sort of pent-up worry or tension over if it's actually going to go down or not. And then once that happens, you're no longer tense. You're no longer trying to fuck her as hard and fast as you can. And just remember, like I said, it's a beta behavior. Beta males, when they find a willing female, they stick it in and come fast because they're trying to get their sperm to the egg faster than the other guys that they're going to come in. So like I said, you can clearly see it's an unconscious vestigial psychological mechanism. It's not real. It serves no purpose. It's just still there lingering. And this is what happens with all these prey-based, fear-based machinations left over from our childhood. We were born babies, raised as defenseless, powerless children. It's the consequences of humanity. Okay? But just understand that, man, I'm not embarrassed at all when I prematurely ejaculate. I think it's funny. It is funny. It's supposed to be humorous. You're supposed to give it to the girl as a compliment. It's not always going to happen. When it does, fucking cool. Okay, I had a girl. I've had plenty of girls, but there are some women that are just terrors in bed. When I say terrorist, I mean like they just do things to your cock. It just leaves you like I had a girl like ride me into oblivion and then jumps off and then starts blowing me, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then I came again less than a minute later. I'm like a fucking wreck at this point. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone, And so I'm saying, it's like, don't fight it. Be cool with it. Give her give her the compliment of her fucking performance and her innate female feminine mystique and virtue, and let it be a good thing, not a bad thing. Cool.